Welcome friends to another video. Welcome to my fragrance collection. In today's video, I'm going to show you what fragrances I have in my collection. And these are only fragrances that I purchased in the last year because at the end of 2020, I decided to get rid of everything that's made by designer houses and make the switch to niche. Therefore, in actually less than 1 year, this is what I managed to acquire and to add to my collection. Basically, what I added to my collection are only fragrances that I like, with a few exceptions. Let's start with this side, with this cabinet right here. And on top, we have Aqua di Parma, of course, Mirto di Panarea, Bergamotto di Calabria, Chinotto di Liguria, Cipresso di Toscana, Cedro di Taormina, Fico di Amalfi, Mandorlo di Sicilia, and Arancia di Capri. Underneath, we have three Mugglers from the Les Exceptions lineup. We have Supra Floral, which is simply amazing, Queer Impertinent, my favorite from this lineup, and a real beauty called Hot Cologne. Next comes the house of Bond number 9, I Love New York for marriage equality, Nouveau Bowery, and also this beauty called Cooper Square. And behind sits two Artisan Parfumeur fragrances, the first one being Piment Brûlant and the other one being Oilette Sauvage. Next one up is the house of Alexandre J with the Art Deco collection. And I have here the Majestic Vanilla, the Majestic Vetiver, the Majestic Jardin, the Majestic Musk, and the Majestic Oud. Next one up is Quinto Canto, and I have Ire, Mea Culpa, and Alibi, and Francesca Bianchi, Etruscan Water, which is quite interesting. Let's go downstairs. Tiziana Terenzi, Aretusa, 19 March, and Lilliput. The House of Lalique and its amazing collection Noir Premiere, and I have Or Intemporel. I also have Illusion Captive. This one here is Fleur Universelle. I also have Rose Royale and Terre Aromatique. The really amazing house of the Merchant of Venice, and I have Andalusian Soul, Mystic Incense, also Noble Potion, and behind I have Gran Teatro La Fenice and this one, which is the better version of Aventus called Venetian Blue. Nasomato Blamage, the amazing artistic fragrance from Alessandro Gautieri, Silver Musk, and of course Black Afghano. And further down we have three Parfum de Marly, Nicean, Shagia, and Galloway, and this incredible cherry bomb from Attar collection called Kaltat 9th. Next one up is Amouage, and of course Sunshine Man, Bracken Man, Figment, Honor, and Fate Man, also Meander and Dia. Gerjoff and Sospiro, and what I have here is Fiero, Dueto and Vivace, also Reggio, Mephisto, and Andante. And the house of Nichanet with Safran Colonis, Muscanet, and Colonis. So this is, let's say, the first cabinet. And let's go right here because this is where it gets crazy, because here there are a lot of fragrances. So, Van Cleef & Arpels, Bois Doré, Le Couvent Maison de Parfum Portobello, and Sensory 24 Go Dark. Juliet Has a Gun, Vanilla Vibes, and Maison Martin Margiela Music Festival. Again, Alexandre J, but this time around the Collector series. We have this incredible, amazing beauty, which is one of the most unique fragrances that I have in my collection. Chopard Musk Malaki, Black Masks from Alexandre J, Silver Ombre from Alexandre J, also Mandarin Sultan, an amazing citrus, and Argentic from Alexandre J. We get to the house of Manchera, and we have Deep Forest, and behind it Wave Musk. This beautiful but really bad performing fragrance called Lemon Lime, also Precious Oud, an incredible oud fragrance, and Oud Violet, which is the darker version of Lalique Hommage à l'Homme. Pink Prestigium, incredible grapefruit fragrance. Crazy for wood, tiramisu, for those of you who love gourmands, combined with agarwood, and this beauty called Kumquat wood, which is simply amazing for spring and summer. Let's go further to those that I truly hate from Mancera, this one being the first, Oud Cafe and Oud Lemon Mint. I also have Gold Intensity Oud, which is my favorite Mancera. Wild Fruits, the fruit salad, simply amazing, and this nuclear bomb called Pearl. Also, I have this beauty right here, Sicily, which is amazing for summer, and not only, and this crazy thing called Choco Violet. And one fragrance from Atkinson's called English Lavender. So I'm doing this video handhold with my smartphone, mainly because it would be too much of a pain to just make my main setup and start taking every single bottle and talking about it. So I'm just trying to make a very short type of video, letting you know what my collection is looking like this year. Let's go to the next house, an amazing, incredible Italian house called Nobile 1942. An amazing creation, this one, Vespri Aromatico. Also, we have Fougère Nobile and Aqua Nobile. Three amazing fragrances from this beautiful house, situated in Parma, and Serge Lutens Dent de Lait. Continuing with Italians, Bois 1920 and the amazing 1920 Extreme. Also, Spigo, which means lavender in Italian. What an amazing creation this is. And again, a very, very high-end house. And this one, Vetiver Ambrato. And Serge Lutens L'Eau d'Armois, a very simplistic fragrance in which Artemisia is the main ingredient. Atelier d'Orange, Remarkable People. Also, my favorite from this house, You or Someone Like You. Another favorite of mine, this one, I Am Trash. And Tom of Finland from the same house. Going to the next one, Carner Barcelona, Sweet William, Botafumeiro, the incredible Bobo, and Palo Santo. These are some really, really beautiful fragrances, and this house from Spain this time around is an incredible house, which I honestly recommend. Next up comes Atelier Cologne, Gold Leather. Also from Atelier Cologne, Trèfle Pure, Anigutal, Bois d'Adrien, and this one from État Libre d'Orange called Sécrétion Magnifique, which a lot of people consider to be the most disgusting fragrance ever created. I do not share that opinion. I actually like the fragrance. It actually works very well with my skin, and I do enjoy wearing it. The only creed that I have in my collection, and trust me, I don't need more than one, this discontinued powerhouse from Maître Parfumeur et Gantier called Eau de Ile, another Alexandre J, but this time around, Au Saint Rouge, and from Comptoir Sud Pacifique comes this beauty called Coco Figue, which is an incredible fragrance if you love coconut. Tom Ford, and we get Black Orchid EDP, Grey Vetiver EDP, Sensory 24, Elixir Platinum, amazing raspberry creation, combined with agarwood, combined with leather, Russian leather, and Officina delle Essenze, and it's amazing Puro Fico. Going further, the house of Culti Milano with A, also Tessenza from the same house, the first fragrance with gold flakes, Givago 24K, and Floris JF, a very interesting British house that I highly recommend, one of the suppliers of the Royal House of Britain. And let's go to Montal, the only Montals that I have in my collection, the amazing Oud Lavender, which I highly recommend if you love lavender, the beautiful Musk to Musk, If you love wood, you need to have this one, a wood lime. Of course, Embrunz de Sawira, the salty one, the sea breeze fragrance, and of course the last one, this summer beauty called Soleil de Capri. As I said, I only purchase fragrances that I really like, that I really enjoy. Therefore, that's the only reason why they are in my collection. Let's go downstairs and start talking about Penhaligon's. And from Penhaligon's, we have Sartorial, we have Ostara, and we have LP number 9, the unisex variant. I also had LP number 9 for men, which is simply an amazing fragrance, but unfortunately I sold it. I have also Quercus, highly recommended. I have this monster right here called Duro and Castile. All amazing fragrances, high quality ingredients, and well, what can I say? Amazing scent. Next one up is Orange Blossom, one of my favorite fragrances for summertime, and a discontinued one this time around called Eau de Verveine, which is again a very beautiful summer freshie. Zizonia, the ancestor to Declaration from Cartier, and Eau Samperel, another beauty from the house of Penhaligon's. I also had Malabar. I also had, as I said, LP number 9 for men, which is simply gorgeous, and unfortunately is discontinued, and I cannot find it anymore. And I'm quite upset about this. But, well, these are the ones that remained. Let's go to Etro, the very beautiful Palais Jamais, and also Shantung. What I have here is actually the pre-reformulated version of Palais Jamais, the one that contains real moss inside. So not to be confused with the newer formulation that's available on the market. The house of Giardino Benessere and the incredible Sandalo e Mira, truly amazing, gorgeous scent. And from the same house, I have Pompeii Garden, another amazing creation. Let's go further to Martin Micallef. Discontinued Shanaan, amazing incense, Micallef style, and Aqua, the crazy one, and also, of course, sitting behind, because I don't have too much from it, is this one, Ombre Leather, oh my god, Ombre Noir from the house of Flatpeak. Incredible stuff, absolutely amazing stuff. Again, the house of Carner Barcelona, this time around Costarella, Nambar del Sur, also Rima 11, such an amazing scent, and Queers. I'm a big fan of this house. I appreciate the quality, I appreciate the performance, I appreciate the artistry, if you want, of the creators of these fragrances. Therefore, I highly recommend this house to you if you don't know it already. Next one up, by Kilian, Adults. This is not a blue bottle, 1.3 from Histoire de Parfum, 1828 from Histoire de Parfum, and this amazing spring and summer scent called This Is Not a Blue Bottle 1.6. Truly amazing creations from the house of Histoire de Parfum. And we go again back to Aqua di Parma. Colonia Pura, simply gorgeous for summertime. Same thing about Colonia Essenza and of course Colonia Intensa. Amazing scents from my favorite niche house. Also, we have here Colonia Club, which is amazing for spring. Colonia Sandalo, Colonia Ebano, and Colonia Mira. 3 amazing creations from the ingredients line. Also here we have Osmanthus and Colonia Futura. And let's go to something truly amazing. Musk Extreme from Paris Monte Carlo and Ramon Monegal #Flower Power. Let's go to the last one where my designer fragrances are situated. And this is what remains from everything that I had in terms of designer scents in my collection. And I had hundreds of bottles, 500 or 600 plus bottles. You can see the videos on my channel because I'm not new in this game. So let's go ahead with the first one, Mugler cologne. Simply gorgeous, discontinued, of course. Aqua di Gio, and a very cheap crap from Zara called Zara Sport 14.0. House of D squared comes with green wood and also with the new hue wood. Two beautiful simplistic fragrances. I'm a big fan of D squared. If you don't know, well, my let's say signature scent for 14 years was the old D squared hue wood. Some cheap crap, Tosca eau de cologne, and this disgusting little thing called CK1 Gold. Cartier, L'Envol de Cartier EDT, Hugo Boss XY, and one of my favorite fragrances all time, Lalique Hommage à l'Homme. Moving on, John Varvatos, Artisan Blue, Artisan Pure, and Oud. Three incredible fragrances, which I consider to be a must-have in your collection, especially if you love designer fragrances. Next one up, Declaration Essence, my favorite Declaration. I love it because it brings some orange to the table, and the original Declaration. Also, this overhyped crap called Paco Rabanne, and its name, it's Ultra Red Man, the so-called substitute for A-Man Ultra Zest. They have nothing in common, absolutely nothing. Ted Lapidus Purom Sport, Ted Lapidus Purom, the classic one. This bottle is in my collection for at least 8 years, I believe. And Le Major d'Issey Shade of Sea, which from my understanding is discontinued. I don't know if it's true because I actually don't really care. Let's go to the next row of bottles. Dolce Gabbana Puron, Hanayamuri HM. What's left from my vintage bottle of Adzaro Chrome. This is just gorgeous. For a designer offering, this was a gorgeous, gorgeous scent. I decanted the crap out of it. As you can see, I've only kept, I don't know, 10 ml for my own pleasure, for when I decide that I need to smell it again. Simply amazing. As you can see, it's the old styling, not what you can find nowadays in commerce. From the house of Bentley, for men, Azur, the only Ambroxan fragrance, at least to my knowledge, especially in the designer game, that I can actually stand. And this beautiful masterpiece, one of my favorite incense notes, for men Absolute. This is the best creation from the house of Bentley, not the other ones. Lalique Puron Ecus, Lalique Encre Noir, of course. You cannot be a fraghead and not owning a Lalique, and I'm a big fan of the house Lalique. Ermenegildo Zenia Uomo, and Jovan Platinum Musk, which is quite rare actually on the market for I don't know what reason. Another bottle of Lalique Hommage à l'Homme, Karl Laugh in Paris, and this beautiful silver wood, which is an amazing dark fig. Caron Yuzu Man, Yuzu, and what else? Fig, of course. Ceruti Image, very nice fruity fresh fragrance for summer days. Adzaro Solarissimo Marettimo. I had the whole collection, but as I said, I decided to sell everything that I have from designer houses and only buy niche. Ted Lapidus Oud Blanc, Masaki Matsushima Bois d'Inoki, and of course Lalique Purom, but this time around the Lionhead, an amazing gentleman's fragrance. And let's finish up with Ceruti 1881, one of my all-time favorites, Adzaro Chrome Aqua, Caron Le Troisième Homme, and that Lapidus Altamir. So these are my designer fragrances, all that's left. And hopefully this year, in some way or another, I'm gonna manage to get rid of all these bottles, with a couple of exceptions, mainly Mugre Coron and also Ceruti 1881, Lalique Purom, and of course Lalique Omar Alom, which I truly love. The other ones can simply disappear, vanish, because I don't need them. And this is all that I managed to do in less than 1 year. This is how my collection looks in present day, and things will continue to grow, to evolve, and to add to the collection new items, new fragrances, and simply develop this thing called niche perfumery. I'm not a snob. My decision to make the switch to niche came because I was getting bored with the same creations, with the same fragrances in the designer world. So there was no logic for me to continue buying the same fragrances, only with different branding and the same quality. And because in life I'm always looking for the best quality in everything that I do and everything that I own, that's when I decided to make the switch to niche and to dwell in this incredible world of artistry, high quality ingredients, and also quite expensive one, because this is the truth. Niche isn't for everybody. Niche is very expensive. You can find also affordable niche, let's say like Montal or Manchera for that matter, but most of the niche houses are very expensive. And especially if you buy niche fragrances that are discontinued, that aren't widely available on the market, and that time around you need to pay a hefty price tag. Nonetheless, everybody is free to own whatever it likes, whatever it loves, whatever it wants, whatever it affords. I decided to switch to niche because this is what's representative for me, and I will always encourage people to purchase designer fragrances if they just want to start a small collection, if they just want to, let's say, dwell into perfumery. Because in time, as you can see, things can get quite interesting. At the moment of this video, if I'm not mistaken, I own about 200 bottles. But as I said, at least in the past 7 years, since I started making reviews about fragrances on my channel, I've bought roughly 700 plus bottles of fragrances. Most of them were designer, just like the ones that you saw right there, which eventually I sold, and also a lot of them were gifted to friends, to family, and so on and so forth. And this is what remains. Okay, this has been my video with my fragrance collection. I'm sorry if the video isn't the best quality, and if sometimes it's shaken, but as I said, I decided to do this handheld with my smartphone, mainly because it's very difficult for me to put my my setup into place and to start doing, let's say, a full real presentation. Also, mainly because it would take a couple of hours, and I don't think that anyone is interested in spending a couple of hours watching a YouTube video. Nonetheless, this is my collection. I'm very proud of the results that I managed to achieve in less than 1 year. What can I say? I will continue to grow this this collection, this passion, mainly because I also decided less than 1 year ago to go into decanting, and things are really working nice there also. So, what can I say? Here's to what's to come. As always, my friends, never buy a fragrance blind buy, because you will regret eventually paying a full bottle's price. Always buy a sample and test it out on your skin, and only afterwards go ahead and purchase the full bottle based on your own conclusions. It doesn't matter what I say, it doesn't matter what other people are saying on YouTube. the so-called influencers, the so-called brand ambassadors, the so-called experts and reviewers, because you are the one who has to pay the price. And everything that I say in my videos, it's for me. It's my experience. It's the way that I spent the time with the fragrance. It's the way that that fragrance works on my skin. Therefore, what applies to me may not apply to you. Be very careful when taking purchase decisions, because as I said, this is a tricky road and it can get really expensive. I'm gonna see you in the next one. As always, be safe, be good, and remember, smell good, feel good. Signing out from my fragrance room, your friend GaVo. Peace.